and welcome back to We Love Katamari. Today, we'll be enjoying the great outdoors, but from the comforts of our own home. That's right, today we have a little look into Art Nouveau.
So, Lawnmower, is it a caterpillar cousin?
I think it's closer to like a snowman. Like, in the art for her, she like moves the pieces around, right? Like she can have her head on any of those positions and kind of move them.
Oh man, if you could have your head anywhere else on your body, where would you put it?
I hate this question already.
I'm thinking about it.
I feel like stomach head is a good position. Like, first of all, your food goes straight to your stomach. No need to muss around with the esophagus or any of that bullshit. Second of all, easy to defend when you're fighting.
I'm sorry, but that was quite the fucking sentence.
Honestly, I probably have mine on my hands, you know? Like, I could, like, really start eating from trees like giraffes and shit.
Oh.
Like, nobody would be able to get from my neck. No longer would dogs try to, like, kill me via the throat.
Okay, do you think you would have your hand where your head was? And if so, what would you be doing with your hand?
Oh no, I would have like a big hand in place of my neck.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, like, is it constantly doing a thumbs up, or what's going on with it?
Well, it's just like left hand from the Vampire Hunter D.
So it's like a mood ring, but with hand gestures?
Yeah. See, when it's giving the middle finger, it means you're happy, ironically.
Oh, okay.
And if you do the middle finger with the thumb out like you're Eminem, then that means you're angry but cool.
Right.
I don't know, I'd probably just butt heads with people.
Whenever you get married, instead of getting a ring on your finger, they put a little crown.
That's right, you're the good boy. Good boy's getting married today. So, this level, again, is a little different from the others, so it's not a size or time requirement. What you're trying to do is you're trying to pick up as many of a type of item as possible.
So this is kind of like those, the specialty constellation missions from... Oh wow, Ichigo's so big!
Yeah!
And also not a flower.
Well, you know, it can't be all flowers.
But yeah, some of those constellation missions from the first Katamari, like for the cancer where you have to pick up all the crabs.
Right. So this is in the similar vein. And so, yeah, you have 5 minutes to collect as many flowers as possible. Any non-flower things are okay, too. They just don't count towards your flower.
Right. They're garbage, is what you're saying. They're useless.
Right. Just like Ichigo.
Empty calories.
Yeah, empty calories. You pick up one of these dwarfs, it's nothing. It's just going to go straight to your hips.
Right. You know, if you pick up celery in Katamari, it actually makes you lose size. It's an interesting fact.
Right, all the water just goes straight out of it.
Are you sure that deer isn't a flower? I think I remember that in biology.
I think there are some things that make it non-flower-esque. I mean, it's hard to say, right? Science is an ever-evolving art form.
I like that the dwarf was just called purple.
Well, you may be surprised to find that all of them are color-coded, and there's a certain number of them in reference to a very popular story.
Oh man, is it Snow White and the Seven Clever Boys?
Yeah, that's the one! As seen in Kingdom Hearts.
Which one?
Which Kingdom Hearts?
Yeah.
The sleepy one. Because that's what the story of Snow White's about, is being
That
sleepy.
doesn't exist. I don't know what you're talking about. There are 3 Kingdom Hearts games. Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memory, and Kingdom Hearts 2.
I think I read about it in, like, a PlayStation magazine for, like, maybe one of the upcoming games.
It was one of the light
A
novels.
magazine? What's that? There are 2 ways of writing in this world. Email and letter, and that's it.
Well, it's kind of like a letter.
Well, magazines
Okay.
are just thin books.
What's a book?
Okay, books are like what what you read whenever you want to find out what to do next in a video game.
Oh, they're the things you press the flowers into.
Oh, okay.
Oh, gamefax.com.
Yeah.
Yes. Beautifully printed with the ASCII banner.
Can I get a gamefax.com on Audible?
God, I would love that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I love that I can take my Game Informer subscription wherever I go thanks to the digital service, but I just wish they'd cut out the middleman.
Just the red versions of it.
Yeah, and they have to describe all the pictures.
Yeah, like, in this month's episode of Game Informer, the cover is of a really cool new game. It shows Tracer from Overwatch, but she's eating a big sandwich. It's called Over Sandwich. Oh.
Can I get GamePro as a podcast?
So this is one of the trickier presents to find. What you have to do, instead of just like finding it in the world, you have to slam into the tree, and then eventually it falls out.
Oh, okay. I thought you had to collect the 7 Power Ranger dwarves.
No.
Did you get the Lady of the Lake?
I did!
But not the bear.
No, I mean... What story would be about a bear? Do you think you could tell an effective story about a bear?
Well, given all the bear movies I've seen, I'd say no.
I don't think I could do it, but I definitely could make a good story about a bird.
Right.
You see Winnie the Pooh, there's nothing relatable about Winnie the Pooh. He's just fat and lazy. Nothing relatable.
And loves video games.
He doesn't know what books are. He's not good at Let's Plays. I don't see anything about him that's relatable.
Yeah, when's Pooh gonna get into Let's Plays with Christopher Robin?
He throws a very mean curveball, though.
Oh yeah, no. You meet him on the court, he's gonna fuck you up. The baseball court.
I just want to say, Chorps, I'm so happy I'm still taller than this Katamari.
I have no idea what meters are, so I have no clue if I am.
You're just gonna, like, grade everyone grades the Katamari based on their own metrics. You're grading it basically on whether or not you can beat it up because it's smaller than you.
Yeah. Don't worry, this thing won't stick to my fists.
Thankfully, it's also not nearly as wide as you are.
Wow! Hey.
Hey, somebody's a damn troll here. Somebody get a damn mod.
That's right, this is too good of a Katamari, and he just tears it to shreds.
Do you think L'Amour is gonna go to prom and she's gonna have to pin this on a girl's corsage?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's just gonna be, like, bigger than any of the cousins. So yeah, that's art, everyone.
God, I bet the King of All Cosmos terrible chaperone for proms.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, if he takes after his father at all, then it's not a good sign.
Like he's going up to the high school girls, like dancing, is like, may I cut in?
I love the little standstill strut.
Oh yeah, no, Ichigo's moving.
Ichigo looks like those old lady candies that I like.
But also, like, the thing that's the problem with the king when he chaperones is he's trying to push two people away if they're, like, grinding, right? It's not that kind of dance. But, like, he pushes them away, but his hands are too big and he just destroys the gymnasium.
So, whenever you pick up the present, does it count as a flower because there's a flower inside of it?
No, because it's kind of like Schrodinger's present. It's not sure what's inside until you open it.
And it turns out it was Schrodinger all along.
Oh my god.
Oh, fancy that. It's a flower Katamari.
But also you got some animals in it? I don't know, weird.
Finally, somebody said it.
Really disappointed this is one of those levels where you just get yelled at again, Chirps.
Look, we're just teaching the world what art is, and it's Katamari Damacy. The debate's over. Oh, it looks like this is going to be the king's corsage.
He's just gonna leave it in a vase and it's gonna die in 2 days because he never waters it.
Right. That's just your answer for everything, isn't it, the king? I mean, I guess it gets rid of clutter, right?
I mean, it's basically a gigantic waste bin.
You know, if you think about it, you're right. Space is just a giant place to put your trash. That's why everyone wants to shoot it into the sun.
Yeah, he has the right idea. Just shoot the trash into the sun.
And now, it's time to take Ichigo for a spin. And look, he's blooming!
Like an onion. A beautiful, beautiful onion. So can you take pictures with the camera like in the first game?
I don't think so.
So I have a question. I also saw people like show off in here that haven't like had a level before. Are those like side missions?
A lot of the characters that show up are all going to be different missions we'll eventually get to.
Okay.
Yeah, but they're just hanging right now.
Yeah. There are some people in here that are exclusively like, this is the co-op. So they're like people you talk to for that, but otherwise, like, all of the characters on the screen will eventually have a level attached to them that we'll see.
I only skimmed over what he read, but he wants us to collect 100 millimeters of butterflies?
So, this falls into, I feel like, a number of video game tropes where you can't go in the water the first time.
Oh, okay.
But in the second game, you're free to swim. You see, the King of All Cosmos, in realizing his folly from last time, has realized that he needs to give all of his children swimming lessons. Or at least a pair of floaties.
That's good enough.
Yeah.
It'll work for them.
I can't imagine the King of All Cosmos being the kind of dad who would actually teach his kids really much of anything.
Oh, no, he's not teaching. He's dropping them off at the community pool and then leaving to go get daiquiris at Applebee's.
Right. Much more accurate.
Then he comes back drunk, he's like, hey, how did it go? And it's like, well, the teacher never showed up and you left us here for 4 hours. Like, that's the kind of, like, persona the King of All Cosmos gives off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but look, we got a little snorkel and fish.
The King of All Cosmos definitely is on the wall at the local Chili's as "Do not serve this man."
I love that the fish are just, like, stuck to us.
They're just mesmerized. So, I had to re-record this intro multiple times because this specific location where you spawn, there's a good chance that a fish will just, like, shoot into your Katamari or attach to it, and the king will immediately go like, oh, are you ignoring me? Are you already playing the level? How about you fucking die? And then he, like, runs away sad. So I, like, had to keep re-recording until a fish did not, like, drive into me.
Right, and that affects, like, your alignment at the end of the game, right?
Right, it's a real Renegade Paragon sort of thing.
I think you should have just kept going. I think that would have been cool.
I can't disappoint my father. I mean, more than already.
Yeah, you have no control over how you disappoint him, much like you have no control over the fish spawning.
Well, don't worry,
right.
Chirps. You always disappoint me.
Oh, well, gosh. I guess at least there's one thing I can rely on in this world. Anyways, we're underwater.
So this is just kind of a standard level, just with an interesting location, right?
There are physics to the water. Like, if you get knocked up, you will, like, float down. There are, like, unique physics to it. And, like, just, like, the like, kinds of things that you can pick up are going to be a little different because, again, there's, like, floating things, there are things flying around. Like, there's a lot more kind of stuff happening in this type of level.
But it's still, like, it's just like the regular goal of you need to be this big by the time I come home, or so help me, young man.
Right. Once I'm done getting kicked out of the Burger King, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna ask you how you did on your swimming lesson. But yeah, so as you see there, you just like bounce and you float a lot more when something hits you.
Since the enemies get alerted whenever you get close to them, does this make Katamari a stealth game?
There are definitely stealth elements to it, right? Like, they recognize when you're big enough to pick them up, and that's why they run away. So I think in some ways, because they can run away from you. And some of them, they're not even smart enough, and you just let them run into you.
Personally, I don't think a game is a stealth game unless you can smoke in it.
I mean, fair.
Well, I don't know, if you gave Ichigo a red tie and a gun, I think you would think that this is a Hitman game.
I mean, you're not wrong, you know? You've got creative ways to accomplish a single goal. But yeah, so you get to come out as well, and there are a number of things on the surface of the water that you can interact with in different ways. For example, the present of this level is following a group of ducks that's on the surface of the water that you can't easily get access to.
Oh, wow.
Which is another reason why I restarted this level like 100 times. But we'll get to that in a bit.
Yeah, I remember that present being a little bit problematic. Because it says some really bad things about fish.
But for now, we're just trying to get some size on us. Oh god, the king can't breathe underwater.
King, don't drink the seawater.
He can't stop, he has to talk.
Oh no.
He thought the lake was full of daiquiris, oh no!
He's like, oh, alcohol.
I don't know, this seems like a pretty good substitute for beer at Applebee's.
Right, just water.
No, seawater.
It has an equal amount of piss in it.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So, one of the ways that you can travel across the top of the ocean is going to be arriving very shortly. We can take a little trip on this kid's boat.
Hey, you guys know what they call piss water in the Netherlands?
Foster's. Wait, no, that's Australia. What is it?
Heineken.
Oh,
Got him.
Got him.
The kid's just like, okay.
She's gonna take a little ride.
He's got a very Bobby Hill-esque expression on his face.
He's got room for two.
I mean, if you were in this situation, would you know how to react?
Absolutely not. Just like a clump of rocks and crab shows up? I don't know. Anyways, I go for it and...
No!
The lip of the boat!
Oh no!
If only you could skip your Katamari across the water.
Yeah, if I could, like... And you could do, like, the spin on it, right?
I think you caught a dogfish.
And then you can also see that the cousin was riding on a manta ray right there, the little, like, yellow dot. There we go. Sniped Marnie. But don't worry, we may only have a minute left, but we'll have one more chance at the present.
Right, you gotta use some blind MLG strats right here.
I think you're going to be impressed by my skills, my no-scopes. So the boy with the boat does come back, but it usually doesn't give you enough time to actually get there, since he takes a bit to, like, land and sort of get back.
Also, you're so big, you might eat the boat.
So we're just gonna line up and... American Sniper!
Yeah, I'll say. You're holding a fake baby right now. And that baby is this Let's Play video.
And that's how the king holds all of his children.
I see those edit shirts. You didn't do this. You're a liar. You're a liar. I see the cuts.
Yeah, I see the strings. I bet that Katamari's not even really sticky.
This is all post-processing.
You're not going to escape this cancel culture, Chorps.
Look, I'll say it. The Katamari landing was fake. When those guys all made it to the moon at the end of the first game, all faked. It was on a soundstage. They got Stanley Kubrick to do it.
The prospect of us having to switch away from Ichigo is very sad to me because that little idle animation is very good.
Yeah, you lose this little strut. Feels like Ichigo's like trying the hardest to like look like a little good boy.
Yeah.
Do you think Ichigo, like, whenever somebody asks him his hair color, do you think he says strawberry blonde?
Yes.
Okay, to be fair though, also very into Marnie.
I cannot wait to see Marty in this two-piece.
So, this actually is related to something a little interesting about the second game.
Is that, that's a little bit sexier.
Well, right. First of all, the AO rating. But, it is attached to something where there are accessories that look different on different cousins.
Oh.
So while it looks like a two-piece now, depending on who wears it, you have a different swimsuit that appears.
That's kind of a shame. Like, it's cool that they put in the extra effort, but I was really hoping everybody would look their sexiest in this.
I mean, I don't think you can, like, improve on perfection. Anyways, due to our little fooling around to get the present, not so happy. Here you go, future friend.
This guy's just angry that it's so wet.
I hate water, it's so wet.
This guy's a poser. He's never swam.
And that's what we were trying to teach him, and unfortunately, our lessons weren't very good either.
I love how whenever you don't make the goal for one of these,
At least our dad likes it.
it's like the person's reaction is basically akin to my life is ruined, fuck you, you are the worst being in all of history.
Give me $200.
Yeah, like, I will literally never learn how to swim now, and it's all your fault.
God, that looks like a planet from Kirby 64. It rules.
My wife left me because your Katamari wasn't big enough. Oh, it's time for the king's rebellious phase.
Oh, he's taking cake.
Oh, he's going to karaoke.
Man, this Yakuza spin-off looks great.
No, not the pomp.
Gotta have my pomp.
Things look a little troubling for the king here, but we have no time for that. We have one more level left in this batch, and there you go. See, look!
But, for the big antenna, on, Marmdy, it had an apple on top instead of the normal red ball.
Yeah! And you see that the color of the flower is changed as well.
Wow.
Yeah, like, they're very simplistic changes in a lot of cases, but I think it's very charming.
He looks like a strong boy with this swimsuit on.
Like, it's definitely a nice way to kind of make all of the cousins feel like they have a little more character.
This dog's got a big ask for us.
Well, you know, this dog's got big dreams.
That's the thing about dogs, right? They have no perspective.
Yeah, the dog actually thinks that the sun is, like, that size. He doesn't know that it's actually, like at least twice or 3 times the size of that.
Right, dogs have no sense of perspective. They're not artists.
You ever seen dog art? I'll tell you, very trite.
Yeah. It's all about them playing poker.
Yeah. It's just about them doing human activities like running for president.
Or running with the big dogs. Either that or staying on the porch.
Or running on empty.
Traveling with the basketball. You're not allowed to do that.
I mean, there's no rule.
Wait, but I still don't know how to roll the rest of it. Oh no!
And so, it's time to roll the cosmos.
At least somebody believes in us.
So yeah, this level here is just kind of collecting all of the planets that you've already made, as well as a couple of things from like the last game as well show up here if you have a save file.
Oh, that's nice.
Things like there's also just like random stardust around that you can pick up, as well as like if you get shooting stars, you can collect those as well. So those are things that you get for not only completing the initial goal of the level, but doing it very fast.
Yeah. Well, we've got like 4 planets. I think that's enough to take on the sun.
Probably. I'm trying to go for this comet, but you can't turn around in this level. So you're kind of at the whims of sort of whatever's in front of you. Like here, we're going to miss it again.
Well, that's kind of because in space you're always technically turning around.
It's true. In space, everything's forwards.
So, like, that's why this game's so complicated, because you have got the 6 degrees of freedom, like in, like, Descent or something.
Right, and the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Mm-hmm. But, let me tell you something. The sun is not 6 degrees, that's at least 60.
Anyways, you're right. We probably have enough, so let's just take on the sun. Fuck you, son. Fuck you.
Well, there's that cousin dead.
That's right, we can't use him for the rest of the game.
And the rest of the world. Dang it!
That's right. So, we have now unlocked the second tier of levels. You are required to fail the dog's level in order to get here.
You could really put that in the strategy guide. You must fail the dog in order to complete the mission.
You have to let your shitty dad demean you.
You have to disappoint your father and a dog. Possibly the worst set of things to have to do.
Life is so harsh.
Thankfully, with just a little bit of dancing, we can get all of our cousins together for a little party. And then next time, we'll start taking on a new set of levels.
They're not even talking to us.
Hello?